32 and 15. Because the Lord promised Israel blessings only if they obey. So everybody looking for a blessing regardless.
That's right. That's right.
But the Lord, blessing came with obedience. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
That was the condition that the Lord put on blessing, and that condition still apply today.
Absolutely.
It only comes with obedience.
That's right.
You don't want to obey, then don't expect no blessing. Let's start reading here at Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we'll begin reading at verse 15. And this is what Israel did. Go ahead and read.
But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked.
Now, you know the Lord blessed Israel because they obeyed for a hot second. Right. And so now then, once they waxed fat, then they kicked. Go ahead and read on.
Thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick.
Go ahead.
Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
Now, as soon as he had waxed fat, look at the first thing that he did. Then he forsook God that made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Soon as everything was fine, you understand what I'm saying? You know, you had plenty of this, you had plenty of that. Then what did Israel do? They waxed fat, and they forsook God that made him.
That's
you
right.
know, they forgot about the God that gave them all of that stuff that they had, and they lightly esteemed the rock of their salvation. Go ahead and read.
They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods.
And then they even provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. The very thing the Lord said don't do, that is what they did. They provoked him because he told you he was a jealous God.
Right. Name's
So
jealous.
now he said, you don't serve no God but me.
That's
because
right.
I am a jealous God.
That's right.
So then they provoked him by serving strange gods. Go ahead and read on.
With abominations provoked they him to anger.
Go ahead.
They sacrificed unto devils, not to God. To gods whom they knew not.
Go ahead.
To new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee.
Go ahead.
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters.
Go ahead.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
Well, Lord, so I'm going to just hide my face from these people. In other words, I'm going to just remove myself from these people. Okay. You know, they did everything I said don't do. Now the Lord said, I'm going to hide my face from them, for they are a forward generation, and then I'm going to see what their end going to be. You know, they forgot me that gave them everything that they needed.
Wow.
Now, they wax fat and they kick. So Lord said, I'm just going to hide my face from them people, and we're going to see what their end going to be. Let's skip down to verse 26. Look at what else the Lord said he's going to do. Go ahead and read.
I said, I will scatter them into corners.
And then he said, I will scatter them even into the corners. Go ahead and read.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease.
And then I'm going to make the remembrance of them to cease. Now, Israel have been scattered. They got scattered a few times after this, but they have been scattered even to this very day.
That's right.
Because Jesus even told you they would be scattered until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Read a little bit more.
From among men.
Go ahead.
Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this.
Go ahead.
For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
See what I said? They are a nation void of counsel.
That's right.
Neither is there any understanding. In other words, they ain't listening to no counsel.
That's
you
right.
know, the God always gave Israel good counsel.
That's right.
But they are a nation that void of counsel. And he said, neither is there any understanding among them. Therefore, I'm going to scatter them among the nations, and I will make the remembrance of them to cease. I am going to hide my face from them, and we will see what their end is going to be.
That's right.
Let's go now to Hosea chapter 5, and we'll pick it up at verse 5. Hosea 5, and we'll begin reading at verse 5. Hosea 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Exactly what the Lord did. He removed himself from Israel. Let's start reading at chapter 5, and we'll pick it up at verse 5. 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Because once God removes himself from you, then truly your end is not going to be good. Lord said he's going to remove himself, and we're going to see what your end is going to be.
Right.
Let's start reading here at 5 and 5. Go ahead and read.
And the pride of Israel doth testify to his face.
Uh-huh.
Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. Judah also shall fall with them.
Now, you know, this is after the split here, and you had Israel and you had Judah, and he said they all going to fall in their iniquity because the 10 tribes sin and Judah sin as well.
That's right.
So he said they all going to fall in their iniquity. Go ahead and read on.
They shall go with their flocks and with their herds to seek the Lord,
Uh-huh.
but they shall not find him.
Go ahead.
He hath withdrawn himself from them.
See what it said? They're going to go with their flocks and with their herds, and they go and seeking the Lord, but they're not going to find him because he had withdrawn himself.
That's right.
He told him he's going to hide his face from him,
right.
didn't it?
That's
and
right.
we're going to see what their end going to be.
That's right.
So now the Lord, he said, I've withdrawn myself
That's
from
right.
these people. Go ahead and read on.
They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions.
Now these strange children they have begotten, that means, because the Lord gave them commandments and told them to obey it, but then they did not teach them to their children. So now these children, they are strange children. You even strange children to the Lord today. Israel, for the most part, I'm saying. Mm-hmm. They're even strange children to the Lord, even to this very day. So now he said, now, I have withdrawn myself from them. And the Lord started withdrawing himself way back in the land when they came out in the wilderness.
That's right. That's right.
Because he said, let me move my tabernacle from without the camp.
That's right. That's right.
So now he started way back then removing himself. Now he has withdrawn himself from Israel. Go ahead and read on.
Blow ye the cornet in Gibeah, and the trumpet in Ramah.
Go ahead.
Cry aloud at Bethaven after thee, O Benjamin.
Uh-huh.
Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be.
Go ahead.
The princes of Judah were like them that removed the bound. Therefore I will pour out my wrath upon them like water.
Uh-huh.
Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment,
Go ahead.
because he willingly walked after the commandment.
Uh-huh.
Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness.
Go ahead.
When Ephraim saw sickness and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrian and sent to King Jareb. Yet could he not heal you, nor cure you of your wound.
Go ahead.
For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah.
Go ahead.
I, even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him.
See what the Lord said, I'm going to tear, and I'm going to go away from them, and ain't nobody going to rescue them. Ain't nobody going to help your cause. Nobody will be able to please your cause.
That's right.
Because of what Israel have done.
That's
He
right.
said, now I'm going to tear, and I'm going to go away, and none shall rescue them. Go ahead and read on.
I will go and return to my place.
Then he said, I'm going to go, and I'm going to return to my place. Where's the Lord's place? The Lord's place is on the right hand of the Father.
That's right.
Now he said, I'm going to go, and I'm going to return to my place. Jesus even said it, when he came doing his ministry. He said, I came from God, and I'm going to return back to him. So now he said, I'm going to go, and I will return unto my place. Go ahead and read on.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
Not forever, but only till they acknowledge their offense. Go ahead and read.
And seek my face.
And then seek my face. Read.
In their affliction they will seek me early.
And then in their afflictions, they will seek me early. But for now, I'm going to go. I'm going to return from my place until they acknowledge their sin. Then when they seek my face in their afflictions. Go on into the next verse. 6 and 2. 6 and 1, brother. Go ahead and read.
Come and let us return unto the Lord.
Then they're going to say, in their affliction, then they're going to say, come and let us return to the Lord. Go ahead and read.
For he hath torn, and he will heal us.
And he has torn, and he will heal us. Go. That's yet to come. Go ahead and read.
He hath smitten, and he will bind us up.
Now he is smitten, and he will bind us up. Go ahead and read.
After 2 days will he revive us.
Now he said after 2. When did the Lord finally just completely leave Israel? You know when he did? Almost 2,000 years ago. Which in the sight of God is 2 days.
That's right.
Because the Lord, in 70 A.D., the Lord, he removed Israel, he scattered them. Then he returned to his place a little bit before that, didn't he?
That's right.
So, the Lord came after the resurrection. Then he walked around, taught Israel 40 days. Then he ascended back to the Father. He returned to his place, didn't he?
Right.
Go ahead and read on.
And the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
Now in the third day, let's talk about the millennium. But now, let's go on. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26, and we'll pick it up at verse 15. Isaiah 26, and we'll pick it up at verse 15. So now the Lord, he told, and he went away. And he said he's going to go away until they acknowledge their sin, and in their affliction, they will seek him early.
That's right.
Let's start reading here at Isaiah 26. And we'll begin at verse 15. 26 and 15. 26 and 15. Okay, go ahead and read.
Thou hast increased the nation, O Lord. Thou hast increased the nation.
Go ahead.
Thou art glorified.
Go ahead.
Thou hadst removed it far unto all the ends of the earth.
See what he said here? You have removed it far to all in. He said he was going to scatter them, didn't he?
That's right.
Well, here we had a confirmation here again.
That's right.
He said you have removed them far unto all of the ends of the earth. And even in the bondage he removed them. Because Jesus even told you when they be removed, they was going to be removed in the bondage, didn't he?
That's right.